Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 8th of our devotions on the Beatitudes in brief. We're on the 7th Beatitude today in Matthew 5 and verse 9, and I'll read it with you. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God, or the sons of God. I'd like today to speak on serenity, peace, and also sonship in this wonderful Beatitude. The Lord Jesus' view was diametrically opposed to the powers and the leaders of his day, and indeed all powers, and generally speaking, our leaders today. The psalmist could say way back in Psalm 120 that I am for peace, but when I speak, they are for war. And that would summarise an awful lot of what we see on our news today. The high-powered negotiations is really all about territory and wealth and resources and place and position, with the threat of military action if it cannot be achieved. And this flies in the face of this beatitude, blessed are the peacemakers. And the Bible does say that nation shall rise against nation, and it does speak about how the wars will end in the great battle of Armageddon here in the world. But thankfully it speaks of a day when the Lord Jesus will come back again, and nation shall not rise against nation, neither shall they learn war any more, and he'll set up his kingdom. But I'd like to speak today not so much on the politics and human government, but our position in relation to this beatitude. Do I ever scheme behind anybody's back? Do I ever get involved in rivalry or divisive behaviour? Would I ever exploit the weakness in another for personal advantage? I hope that every believer would find these sort of questions abhorrent. It's the antithesis of Christianity, and the first stirrings of any fleshly attitude around them should be dealt with severely. Romans 12 says we've to live peaceably with all. And this type of behaviour, whether it's in the office, the factory floor, the school, or indeed the assembly, should be not something we would ever tolerate. It's a testimony to Christ that we are marked by peace. But sometimes divisive behaviour can find its place amongst true Christians, true believers of the Lord Jesus Christ. And this beatitude calls us all up short. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children or the sons of God. He makes it clear, the Lord Jesus, that if there is any issue with my brother or my sister, I have to first be reconciled with my brother here in this chapter in Matthew 5 before I go to sacrifice or to worship. And he speaks a lot about forgiveness, as we've seen, and blessed are the merciful, the previous beatitude, and a forgiving spirit and a restoring attitude is the spirit of the Christian. Our blessed Lord Jesus Christ made peace through the blood of his cross, says Colossians 1. And he is our peace, says Ephesians chapter 2. And he's removed the enmity between us and God. And we're no longer enemies, but we're now friends, indeed sons of God. And so, in the light of these things, in the light of the fact that we have peace with God, Romans 5:1, and we know the peace of God in Philippians 4, it makes us altogether different. And our attitude is different. And so, this beatitude makes us reflect on our behaviours. We have a big responsibility. We've all to be peacemakers. That does mean I strive to prevent contention. I strive to prevent strife and war. I use my influence to reconcile opposing parties and prevent hostilities in families and neighbourhoods and indeed in the assembly. And when I do this, I'm never more like God than when I do it. It says that I am like the children of God, the sons of God. In Galatians, I learned that I am a son of God. I learned that every single true believer is a child of God, a son of God, by faith in Jesus Christ. And sonship would speak of dignity and character. And there's the reflection of the character of God when I act as a peacemaker. There's just a danger as we come out of lockdown that little things begin to aggravate us, and sometimes that we begin to say things we shouldn't say and create tension and faction. Galatians 5 says that if we do that, we can bite and devour one another and we can be consumed. James would tell us in chapter 3, my brethren, these things ought not so to be. And so I want to resemble God. I want to be like a child of God. Really, it's the Son of God, the sons of God. I want to be more like the Father in what I do. And if I act in a spirit of promoting peace, then I'll be worthy of that title, the sons of God. Above all else, says Paul, as much as lies in you, live peaceably with all men. I wonder if I'm the sort of person that people find it easy to get on with. I wonder if I'm the sort of person that goes out of my way to help and look after others. It's a psalmist that says, seek peace and pursue it. And it's the Proverbs that says, her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. May God bless you from this wonderful beatitude. Tomorrow, God willing, we'll deal with beatitude number 8.